really what we have to look at is, this systemic racism that exists in our country, and it's just a fact that we have to accept. Now, when I say racism exists, I think there are kind of two responses to that. On one side, and particularly white individuals that I've talked to have this reaction that they think racism means some intentional act that you direct at someone. And there is a failure to recognize what I think most African Americans and people of color recognize and who have educated me is that it is a systemic issue. It isn't necessarily directed, individualized acts, but it is the implied bias and prejudice of a system that is set up long ago and that has had improvements, but is still far, far from perfect. And recognizing that and admitting we have a problem and training law enforcement with some bias and sensitivity to that is the place to start.
In the military, I've lived all over the world. I'm in my 22nd home here now. It's my last one, but it's my 22nd home, so I've lived all around the world. I've seen systems of justice that are unfair. Ours is very fair. In fact, our system is so fair that we have created it such that it is designed to ensure it is better that a guilty man go free than an innocent man be in prison. So sometimes there are going to be circumstances where our prosecutors and our law enforcement attempt to hold somebody accountable, and because of the way our system is designed, they're unable to do so, or at least unable to for the satisfaction of the victims or the people that feel the system wasn't fair. But again, it is the fairest system in the world. It's designed that way. It works very well. So I certainly agree that training for law enforcement is a great idea. They have an immense amount of annual training that they already receive on this subject and many others. But of course we want to train law enforcement. We also have to train ourselves as citizens to remind ourselves of the importance of rule of law and to maintain those relationships between all communities, regardless of their color, their race, their national origin, anything. All people need to maintain peaceful, cooperative, friendly relationships with law enforcement if we're to maintain a civil society.